Hey, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to react to your assumptions about me. Yes, this will probably be the most self-centered video I've ever done, but I thought it'd be funny to hear some of your assumptions, answer some of them, and just a more creative way to do a 300K celebration video. More importantly, a break from the ex-vegan hubbub and science, so next sciencey video will be even better. All right, let's do this. First of all, and I know this sounds kind of generic reward speechy, but I never thought I would get to 300,000. I mean, the fact that a vegan channel that talks mostly about science and tells people things they don't want to hear a lot of the times, getting up there, that's awesome. I'm super stoked. So thank you everyone for watching and liking, subscribing, and sharing. My channel would obviously be nothing without that. And also super thanks to people who support me on Patreon and have bought the ebook. You keep me going, and I don't thank you enough. So there you go, thank you. Last night, remembering that I wanted to do this video today, I rolled over in bed and wrote this Instagram story asking for assumptions about me, which I spelled assumptions about B, which of course led to a bunch of assumptions about my spelling ability. Or should I say doubts about my spelling ability. And yeah, most of them were jokes, but I will say Adobe Premiere does not have spell check. So every time I'm spelling one of those crazy diseases, not with the help of technology. And as a kid, I was in the spelling bee, so where was that assumption? Of course, there's some about my beard, and I'm not gonna show the names on these because a lot of people aren't aware that their names come through, but this one is, you think having a beard makes your channel more credible. That cuts deep. Well, when I had that poll on YouTube of whether or not to shave it, that's what everybody said. They're like, it would be cool, but don't do it because no one's gonna listen to you. And yeah, my channel probably will come off as more credible if I look like a 14-year-old boy. Although I honestly don't know what I look like under here anymore. It's been years, although I do have plans to shave it and it will grow back quickly. So we'll see. It'll happen maybe when it gets warmer. Next one. Another beard one. Mike has dyed his beard with berry juice unintentionally. You know, very possible, however, it would be blue because I mostly eat blueberries, so definitely not the case. All right, moving on, I found a funny pair of assumptions. One is you are a giant in height, and the other is you're the world's hottest leprechaun. I'm 6'1", so I'm on the taller side, and I do appreciate reaching your high bar, pun intended, of world's hottest leprechaun, but let's be honest, it's more like world's tallest leprechaun. Good compromise and probably more realistic, and along the same vein, there's someone that assumes that I am Irish. Well, the reality is, I thought I was more Irish than I am, but after getting my ancestry done, turns out I'm not that Irish. I'm more French than I thought, have a lot of English, and because my grandma was Ecuadorian, I'm actually about 4% native South American. Fun facts. Next assumption, that I'm sick of making not vegan anymore videos. Absolutely I am, but I'm probably more frustrated. Sorry, I thought we were taking a break from the ex-vegan stuff here, but I'm more frustrated when I put a bunch of time into a video going through all the details of somebody said, and then it turns out that they were just lying. Like how Raw Lyman in an interview yesterday admitted that she was eating animal products for up to 6 or 7 months ago, which completely just blows her story out of reality. She also specifically admitted to lying about being vegan a few months back on Instagram messages, so I can't, I'm done.
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop f***ing lying.
Whatever, moving on, there's some interesting assumptions about my family life or family which are completely inaccurate randomly, like being an only child or having a bunch of siblings. I have one sibling, and that I have a not so good relationship with my parents. Definitely not true. I have a good relationship, although for a second there, I didn't have a great relationship around vegan stuff with my brother, but it's smoother now. Now to the music-related questions. There were a surprising amount of them, so I'll try and rapid-fire them. Yes, I do like Flight of the Conchords. I also do like Andrew Bird, good guess, Sebastian. I don't really listen to heavy metal, though I like some harder rock. I don't listen to Radiohead, you're wrong there, it's too depressing for me. And I also don't listen to country music, unless you count The Shallow, when it's stuck in my head, which is now. One that was right, though, I did have a rock band in high school. Good on you for guessing. Here's one from Lindy. Your girlfriend is lazy and she never cooks, which is kind of become a meme between us because, you know, she'll come in those taste test videos back from work and she'll just eat something I made and everyone's like, your girlfriend's lazy, she never cooks. But the reality is she actually cooked most of the e-cookbook. So that's wrong. And speaking of cooking vegan food, I want to introduce a new project that I'm really excited about, and it is a restaurant called Plant. It is going to be a nonprofit vegan restaurant back in my hometown of Fairfield, Iowa, in the heart of animal agriculture. It's gonna have unprocessed food and the sort of mock meat stuff that people who have never eaten vegan food will still be able to eat. I helped make the fundraising video for that, so feel free to go and watch that. And definitely, it's not gonna happen if it doesn't get support, so please give what you can. All right, moving on. Total change of pace here, why not? This one says, you're bi. Actually not bisexual, but sometimes I think that life would just be easier in terms of selection if I was. I mean, if you're bi, the world is your oyster and your sea cucumber. Cut to next assumption. You're actually very serious off camera. That is definitely not the case. I will say though, if you meet me, don't expect me to be talking like I'm giving a scientific YouTube presentation, because I'm not. I'm a normal person. It's not like, hey, my name's Bob, good to meet you. Hey, it's Mike here, and today the weather is nice. Would you like to see this chart about how the weather is nice? So if you meet me, no, I'll actually give you a chance to talk. It's just a result of like trying to get all that information packed in there so people aren't ADD and click off. Anyway, let's move on. You could be paid off by the meat industry for $1 million. I definitely wouldn't quit being vegan for that, but if it was like just doing like one meat commercial for that, and then I could take the $1 million and use it as efficiently as possible to save as many animals as possible, I'd consider that. Next, there's sort of a cluster of assumptions that I can tackle together, and the first of which is you never eat unhealthy. I feel like you're a robot and don't have cravings for junk food. And other people saying I probably eat kale for breakfast. But to contrast that, I have people saying that you actually eat unhealthy. As I mentioned before, when I cook at home, I try to go fully whole foods, unprocessed, no oil, especially because when I do end up going out, I know it's gonna have processed foods and possibly a lot of oil. And if you saw my Europe trip video, you know that I'm gonna try things, especially on vacation. And so I do end up eating not so healthy food. And in my What's a Whole Food video, I sort of talked about this idea where you have to choose what degree of processed foods you're allowing in. And in my case, I have super low cholesterol and no chronic diseases, so I don't have to be like someone who has heart disease where any bit of oil or even higher fat whole foods can be bad for me. But I really don't want people to take this as, hey honey, Mike the vegan said he eats at restaurants, so let's just buy one of those industrial fryers, go oil for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's do this. No, and I did look at some of these assumptions with Lindy, and she verified that I tend to not have vegan junk food cravings as much as other people. Sometimes things that are like really sweet actually kind of make me grossed out. But if I've accidentally starved myself, I will be thinking about French fries. I will say that. Final bit of assumptions about me that I want to address is people said that I appear to be more like an introvert than an extrovert. Someone even said, quote, a bit of a loner. This is definitely not true. My personality test, if you've looked at the Myers-Briggs stuff, I have the ENTP personality type, and I tested super high on the extroverted aspect. So I'm not one of those extroverts that just runs around shouting at people all the time, but it's definitely hard for me to be around people too much. I just now actually saw that someone guessed I was an ISTJ, which I am not introverted and judging. But I understand why people would think I'm introverted. I generally keep my friends out of videos because I'm doing like scientific-y videos where it's not like, hey John, come here and hang out while I talk about endometriosis. I don't know. And a lot of other vegan YouTubers are introverted. That's kind of why they lean toward YouTube, but not me, I guess. All right, so that's all you're gonna be hearing about me personally for a while. I'm gonna go back to the normal sciencey videos after this. And once again, definitely go check out that plant video, the restaurant video, and help if you can. There's shirts available. And in case you're wondering, I am wearing a Nutrition Facts shirt. Yep. Also, if you're magically in the middle of nowhere, aka the Iowa area, and you would like to cook some vegan food and work at the restaurant, feel free to let Cheyenne, the girl in the video, know underneath that video in the comments. All right, that's it for today. Feel free to like. You're probably already subscribed if you're watching this one, but if not, definitely do that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.